Hello everyone, Brent Siebold back with you to continue our conversation about entrepreneurship and innovation at the Fulton Schools of Engineering. So we talked about the three pillars. This is the third one we're going to discuss here today. Hopefully you've had some time to get a bird's eye view of all the amazing things we're trying to corral for you in the realm of entrepreneurship and innovation. The third one there at the bottom of the inverted pyramid, and again, I want to make it clear, this is not a pipeline or a pathway or meant to dictate any one student or faculty or community members' movement throughout all of these interventions and programs we've created. But it is safe to say that a relatively small percentage of our affiliates do want to actually put in that time and energy and effort into creating an actual venture, an enterprise, a business, whatever you want to call it, a startup. This is a relatively small percentage, so that's why it kind of shades down there to the bottom of the pyramid. We do, again, encourage everyone to be exposed to the concept of entrepreneurial mindset and learning the methodologies within classes and credit-bearing offerings. And if you really dig it, if you want to skip over those two things and jump right into launching a venture, whether it's software, hardware, or anything in between, a service-based organization, we got you covered on that front as well. So let's learn more about our venturing pillar within E&I at the Fulton Schools. So the one kind of catch-all environment we have for practicing entrepreneurs is called Venture Devils. So certainly encourage you to check that out here on the website, which is also co-developed with Entrepreneurship and Innovation at ASU, which is a meta enterprise that supports all of the entrepreneurship and innovation support initiatives in all the different colleges and schools, whether it's business, whether it's design, whether it's humanities, the arts, you name it, entrepreneurship lives everywhere at ASU, not just within the Fulton Schools of Engineering. This happens to be a photo of many engineering undergrads and grads posing for a picture with one of our donors, Mr. Tom Prescott, an alumni of our schools. So all of these students have basically opted into playing the sport of entrepreneurship. They've all raised their hand and said, you know what, we are committed to launching a new product or service. And we're looking for support to do that. So the three ways that we support these students is by providing coaching, mentorship. We provide cash in many, many cases. So we have very generous donors and supporters that provide seed funding to these student and faculty startups. And then, of course, if they need place to prototype or if they need places to meet, we provide space for those students to get together as well. Here's an example of one of our student founders who literally came up with identified a problem, developed a solution in the first year course, Engineering 101, where we say do engineering. Let's not wait to do it your junior or senior year. Let's start building solutions to pressing problems right out of the gate. So this guy, Kyle, went from being in a freshman course to developing a prototype, and now he's in revenue selling his product all over the place. So we're super proud. We also have students like Dan here pictured that have won very significant rounds of funding from our donors, not just within the Fulton Schools, but donors that care about ASU and ASU innovators, regardless of major or academic standing or whatever the descriptor might be. It's about making the world a better place. And Dan has created a truly groundbreaking innovation in the world of therapeutics. So we're certainly excited about him. And just want to make it clear that there's really no limit to whatever you start here while you're with us at ASU, or more specifically within the Fulton Schools of Engineering. We're going to support you the whole way through. So if you want to go and you want to raise $9.1 million to automate hiring, we got your back on that too. So Keith has been involved in many of these programs dating back to his time as a freshman here at ASU, working with engineering students, working with faculty and staff to really drive innovation in Silicon Valley, on the East Coast, wherever you want to go. Stay in Phoenix, let's change the world. So Venture Devils, it's a meta cohort. It's an athletic league for students, faculty, and community-based entrepreneurs that want to practice this very, very difficult sport of managing entrepreneurship and innovation and go-to-market strategy. It's not easy. So a couple more examples. We have a really cool startup right now called Air Garage. This is one of the co-founders, Jonathan. Scott is the other co-founder. They're just killing it, making a pitch here in this photo, showing their first sale. They're out in Los Angeles talking to some investors. We have faculty founders. This is Jamie, one of our faculty, who is constantly looking at new ways to bring products to market. Cody Friesen, man, we've got a laundry list of faculty that are just changing the game in terms of technology commercialization. In fact, we have a full-blown program to support faculty, to give them a little time away from the classroom and maybe their research trajectory to actually go all in on launching a new product or service, spinning out their research from the labs that all of us here at the university support. And then, of course, we invite alumni of the Fulton Schools to come back and be part of this community as well. So we have a recent community-based venture featured here as well. So we have all of these startups showcased for you through our partner website, Entrepreneurship and Innovation at ASU. We're going to link to that showcase. Right now, we're plus or minus 300 ventures. By the time you're watching this video, we might have 500 startups here at ASU. I think that's very achievable, and it's a testament to the sheer force of innovation happening at Arizona State University, and Fulton Schools of Engineering plays a huge role in this meta cohort of practicing entrepreneurs, students, faculty, and alumni. And as I mentioned earlier, key ingredient, mentorship. Every startup is different developmental stage, different industry, different founding team situation. So we try to pair up mentors on a 6-to-1 ratio to help those teams quickly iterate through hypotheses, go-to-market strategy, product solution, problem market fit, product market fit, all that good stuff. So here's a shot of some of our venture mentors, our coaches for all of these startups that we have at ASU. Great group of people, very thrilled to have them. And of course, you need a little grease in the wheels. Good news here, we've got a lot of cash within the Fulton Schools of Engineering, but if you step back and look at ASU as a whole, all of you, whether you're Fulton School students or any major, most of you are able to tie into this $1.3 million in funding that we have available. So we invite you to be a part of Venture Devils, that's so that we can streamline you into these funding tracks at a time that you need it the most. So here's just a shot of some of the several funding track brands that we have committed by donors, organizations, philanthropists, you name it. These are people that care about innovation and entrepreneurship at ASU and the world over. This all got kicked off back in 2005 with the Edson family's $5.4 million endowment to ASU. Since then, we've launched hundreds of startups. And as you can see, we've got hundreds more in the queue to obtain funding and to really change the world for the better. So we're super excited about this. As I mentioned earlier, eSeed Challenge, one of the key funding tracks that we have here in the Fulton Schools. Tom is just an amazing leader within our alumni ranks, putting his money where his mouth is and really challenging our entire student body, our faculty, to innovate in a very deliberate way. So how do we compete? If this is entrepreneurs as athletes, we do demo days twice a year where we showcase our best and brightest Fulton entrepreneurial ventures, along with all the ventures that are coming out of the business school, out of the design school, out of humanities, and everywhere you can look. We've got almost every single college and school at ASU represented in these demo day events. Here's Scott, as I mentioned earlier. He's worked on several startups. This one, he's repping at the time DropSpot. He was competing against teams of MBA students, and we bring down all the barriers. If you want to play this sport, if you want to venture at ASU, come on in. There's no stopping anybody from practicing this art and science of bringing a very impactful solution to people that really need it out in the marketplace. So again, in summary, Venture Devils provides the right funding to the right startups at the right time. It's an ongoing program. You can join us 5 times a year. It coincides with Fall A, Fall B, Spring B, and Summer C start dates. So if you want to join this group, we'll certainly have you. We have plenty of spaces to hang out. As I mentioned, the Gen Labs. This is at the corner of Palm Walk and Tyler Mall. It's our clubhouse for student entrepreneurs in the EPICS program, and Grand Challenge Scholars, and Fury, and eSeed Challenge. So come on in, meet with our faculty, meet with our mentors, leverage the amazing space that our dean and our vice deans have built for you and have invested in. And this is all for you. You've invested in these resources as well. So don't hesitate to take advantage of these spaces on the Poly campus, on the Tempe campus, and quite frankly, if you're watching this online, we got you covered online as well. We do events in this space at least every other week where we're broadcasting this out to the world, sharing the message and the methodology of entrepreneurship and innovation at ASU, and more specifically in the Ira A. Fulton Schools of Engineering. It's the Fulton difference. Join us.